You ever felt like you know exactly what you want in life, but you're waiting for the right time or waiting to feel ready? Today we're talking about something simple but powerful, finding the audacity to create your dream life.
I think that the best thing that you can do for yourself is to have the audacity to want more than what everyone else around you has settled for. To want more than just an okay body, an okay life, okay relationships, okay job, but to be unapologetically relentless about dreaming big and going after the goals that you have in your life without feeling guilt or shame because everyone else says that you're being selfish or you're being greedy. Fuck all of that. I don't know anyone who's become extremely successful who cared so much about what other people thought of them that they shrunk themselves because they didn't want to make anyone else feel uncomfortable. Maybe it's not that your dreams are too big, but rather that the people you surround yourself with have a vision that is smaller than the life that you want for yourself.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but today I'm going to talk about how to overcome shyness and anxiety. So for a very long time, I was one of the shyest kids. I remember as early as year 1 primary school, I was very shy. I didn't want to speak. I didn't want to socialize with anyone. And I remember just holding on to my mom because I didn't want her to go home. But as I grew up and I came to Christ, I began to realize that God is not a God that instills fear into his children. See, the devil's a liar because shyness is literally linked to fear. The Bible says in 2 Timothy 1 verse 7, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and sound mind." Stress this enough. This is why it's so important to pray against the spirit of fear and shyness and ask God to fill you up. Ask the Holy Spirit to fill you up with power, love, and sound mind. See, because the enemy wants you to remain in a box that suppresses you from reaching your blessing. Your blessings are waiting for you. You just need to break free from the lies that the enemy has told you. Come out your comfort zone and understand that God only wants what's best for his children.
Listen, I don't know who the fuck needs to hear this one today, but I don't think you truly understand how good your life is going to get when you just start doing the things that you know that you need to do in order to get yourself to that next level. Everybody massively overthinks this, and they keep themselves then stuck in this box, and they never get to where they want to be because they spend more time overthinking and thinking about doing it instead of actually doing it. Is it scary? Yeah, of course it is. It's fucking normal, but you want to know something that's actually scary? Looking back in 10 years from now and thinking about the person that you could have became if you just started doing the things that you know that you needed to be doing right now. Everybody massively overthinks this, but if you stopped overthinking everything and you just started taking so much fucking action in the direction you know that you want your life to go in, this is when things are going to get better than ever. And you have this idea that it has to be harder than it is because your programming is bad. And once you realize that all of this programming is nothing more than shit that you grew up with and shit that other people told you is true, but none of it's actually true, it's just limiting thoughts and beliefs, and you learn how to break through those things and become the best version of you, that's what your life is going to look like. But it starts with you being fucking brave.
A lot of people think confidence comes before action, but it doesn't. Confidence is actually built through action. If you keep waiting to feel ready, you will stay stuck in the same place for years.
Because my Uber's about to come, but I just want to say this is for my shy babies. Being shy gets you nowhere. I used to be the type of girl that did not want to speak, did not want to talk, did not want to do anything, did not want to be seen. Every time I felt like I was in the spotlight, I was like, oh shit, I'm going to get bullied. People are going to hate me. So I always watered myself down. I didn't realize what that would do. I told this story to somebody I went on a meeting with this week. They were like, what did track and field teach you? And it's the craziest thing. I did not want to be first place, but I wanted to be good. I remember the first time I got top 8 in the 400, I was so scared because I was like, oh my God, these girls are not going to like me. That was like my mindset. I was so afraid of being at the top because I was afraid what would come with it. There's always going to be somebody that has something to say. You need to understand that your life is yours to live, and you can't keep living it out of fear of what other people will think about it. My biggest limiter in life was I didn't want anybody to feel inferior to me. But once I understood that I'm not responsible for anybody else's perspective of me, that helped me a lot. The moment I started speaking, the moment I started showing up to events, the moment I started myself in spaces that make me uncomfortable, that's when things started moving in my favor. You cannot be shy. You cannot be afraid of your own potential out of the risk of other people projecting things onto you. I've been able to network with amazing people. I've been able to welcome in a lot of opportunities, and if I kept saying I was shy, I would have passed up so much. You never know what opportunities await you if you keep using I'm shy as an excuse. I remember the moment I was fed up with me being shy, I said, girl, you're too grown to be shy. And it was true, but it was really like my goals are too big for me to be shy. To understand what you want out of this world. The only reason you're shy is because you're afraid of other people's perspective of you or perceptions of you. And that does not matter. Stop being shy. It gets you nowhere. It's time to buck up, baby. Do it scared until you no longer you're doing it. Okay, my Uber's here. I'll talk to you guys later. Love you, baby. Bye.
I saw the quote that you can't be shy as an adult. You're going to achieve absolutely nothing in your life. And I couldn't agree with that more. This is literally my proven way to stop being shy is to just do random shit or say something random realize that people actually don't care, even if it's an awkward silence. Like, the world does not stop spinning. You're literally still okay. And once you do enough like weird things and realize that no one actually gives a fuck, you stop being shy. Because people are just shy because they're just scared of how people are going to perceive them. Once you like do enough weird shit, and you also realize and get in your head that no one gives a fuck about you as much as they give a fuck about themselves, kind of just don't really give a fuck anymore. Because that's how I stopped being shy. And when I feel myself becoming shy again or becoming more introverted, I will just start doing random shit, like slightly dancing while I walk and I'm listening to my music, and no one gives a fuck. The world keeps spinning. I'll just do stuff like that, or I'll just pop out in a random ass outfit while I go grocery shopping, and people really don't care. Sometimes I'll just say something fucking really random, go up to a coworker and say something fucking random, like, I don't know, like, oh, I used to have a hedgehog named Basil, or I don't fucking know, like, say something random, start a conversation. And you can start doing this when you're like out at bars or something, if you need some liquid courage, but then also get yourself to do it sober. Once you do it enough times and you realize no one cares, normally people will just keep having a conversation with you about it and not even look at you sideways at all. So try it out. Fucking don't be shy as an adult. It's fucking embarrassing.
This is how you're gonna overcome your shyness. Hi my loves, welcome back to my series on how to become your best self. Before I go further, I have to say I'm still a shy girl at heart sometimes, but I finally understood that shyness is often rooted in fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failure. The key to overcome your shyness is not to have the biggest confidence in the world, it's actually to build up courage to just take action. The truth is that shyness is going to fade once you decide to face your fears instead of just avoiding them. I truly believe that sometimes you have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable. Side note, everything is relative and depends on your situation, so don't put yourself in physical danger or anything like this, but you know what I'm saying. If you want to get better at talking with people, maybe go to networking events by yourself. It is rough, but it will definitely help you and you will get better every time you do it. Here are 5 things that truly help me with that. Number 1 is to shift your focus. I'm gonna give you an example. For me, I used to always worry like people are going to judge me, they're going to look at me and just find all the little things that are not working out. I stopped focusing on them and just focusing on me. The second one is to take small steps. Taking small steps really helps me in everything that I do. It might be longer, but it definitely is more consistent. The third one is to reduce your negative thinking. Reduce is a gentle word. I would actually say stop the negative thinking. Stop being overly critical. Be gentle with yourself. It's your first time trying. It's normal if you're gonna make mistakes, so always think more positive and cut off the negative thinking. The fourth one is to practice your social skills. Once again, it depends on what your goal is. Try to become more comfortable with people around you, especially with strangers. If you go shopping, talk with the person working there, and just get more comfortable to talking with people you're not used to. And the fifth one is very important for me, is to celebrate your progress. Celebrating is just a confirmation to yourself that like, I can actually do this. If I was able to do it before, I can do it again and again and again. These are the tricks that truly help me when it comes to shyness. Keep in mind that it does not go away overnight. It will take some time and practice, but it's so worth it in the end. If you know someone that might benefit from this video, share this with them, and I can't wait to see you shine.
This is where most people get trapped. They overthink every single thing. What people will say, what if they fail, what if it doesn't work. But nobody building something great had full certainty at the beginning. They just started anyway.
If you truly want something in your heart and you know that in order to get that, you have to be in certain settings, be interacting with certain people, which is most things in life, you cannot be shy, you cannot be timid, you cannot choose to not show up and expect those things to happen. A lot of the things that you're fighting for or wanting can happen through the connection of another human being and them connecting you to another human being or another opportunity or giving you that opportunity. So please never, never, ever shy away from having to sell something, whether that's your skills or like your business or whatever it is. That is not the time to do that. Learn how to talk to people.
learn how to be social, learn how to make connections, and learn how to be in those spaces so that you can leverage yourself, your skills in order to gain those opportunities. You're not going to get those opportunities sitting at home. So, come on.
If you have big dreams and ambitions for your life and your business, but you feel like you are too shy or too introverted to actually make them happen, then this is for you. The thing about starting a business, especially online, is that there is a certain level of authenticity and even loudness that you do need to have in order to stand out. For those of us who are naturally a little bit more quiet and a little bit more shy struggle with this is that we think if we don't actually have that spark or that loudness, then we're not going to be able to be as successful as we want online. This belief becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy that creates these energetic blocks that make you feel like you just can't show up. You just can't be yourself. You just can't quite click in to that place where you know you can make magic happen. And instead of showing up fully and letting your ambition lead the way like you've done in every other area of your life, what do? You start to subtly pull back and half-ass your content, and you wonder why things aren't working in the way you want them to. And as someone who has personally gone through all of these challenges in the past and come out on the other side with a successful business, the one thing that I can tell you is that all of these things you're experiencing do not mean you are not meant to be successful in this area. All they mean is that there are other things that need to change in order for you to create that success for yourself. So if that is you and this resonates with you at all, let me know in the comments so I can make another video or 2 videos letting you know what I did that really helped me go from kind of quiet and scared and nervous personality-wise, but ambitious in who I was, to that ambition actually turning into success and my personality being able to match it online.
Being shy will keep you broke. The people who are cringe and are always posting 24/7, talk about their products 24/7, those are the people who we see right now are getting rich, they're growing their followers easily. People are posting 20 times a day and you're here saying, I'm shy, I don't want to post, I can't do this, I can't do that. And God is literally giving you the talents, the skills, the gifts, everything you need. But you'll wake up at 6 in the morning and go and work for somebody else and get dressed, put on your makeup. You feel comfortable going to go work for another man. Poverty is a disease. We rebuke it in Jesus' name. But when it comes down to going hard for you, it's always, I'm shy and I don't want nobody to see me. I'm checking and I'm asking for myself, are you normal? Let's get rid of the shyness. Like, we literally are about to be in Q4. Like, Q4, make a pact to yourself that there is no shyness. I rebuke being shy. Like, I really have to pray against being shy and hoarding my skills. Like, the gifts that God has given me, it's like I'm hiding them. From what? From why? Not showing stewardship over it. On Judgment Day, God is going to ask us, I gave you this, this, and that, so you can get rich and show people that it's possible, and get rich and show people what I did in your life, and you didn't use it. Why?
And this is a reminder most people need. Your dream life is not going to come from comfort. It's going to come from awkward first steps, messy beginnings, and choosing yourself even when you feel unsure.
I need you to start telling God, take away any shyness that stops me from stepping into my fullest potential. Sometimes what's holding you back from your dreams, from your goals, from your aspiration is your shyness, fear of being seen, fear of being perceived, wondering what people will say about you. Your shyness is holding you back from fully stepping into the blessings that God has for you. And I don't know who needs to hear this. If you have goals, if you have a vision, if you see yourself and you picture yourself doing great, amazing things in life, you cannot be shy. You cannot box yourself in. You cannot think small about yourself. You need to expand your mindset. You need to push yourself. You need to put yourself in environments, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's high time you started believing in yourself. Believe in the version of you that God has called you to be, to achieve all these great and amazing things you are deserving. And I want you to stop being shy and letting your shyness hold you up from the positions God wants you to step into. But start to tell God, take away any shyness that stops me from fully stepping into my fullest potential.
You can't be shy and successful. It just doesn't make sense. They don't go together. And here's what I mean. I grew up incredibly shy, but as I got into business, I realized very quickly that the most shameless people got the opportunities, got their businesses to skyrocket, and also got the best people around them. And here's what happened to me last year. Michelle Humes had an incredible dinner and Emma Greed was there. I didn't know Emma Greed was going to be there. So she just rocked up and I was so confused. I was like, sorry. I didn't sit next to her, so I didn't actually really talk to her much in the night. And all of a sudden she was whizzing to her own dinner, a seat at a table that she does. And I was like, do you know what, Emma? This is the one time you need to put that shyness to the corner and go beeline and talk to her. And that's exactly what I did. I just said, oh my gosh, I absolutely love you. Just wanted to see if I can get your contact details because I wanted to run through my business with you and just what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm in a room as well that's allowed me to be able to speak to her, but that's also because I was posting and sharing my business online, as well as, of course, building the business. We had a conversation a few months afterwards. She usually gives founders 30 minutes. She gave me 45 minutes. And she actually said I was doing a really good job with my business, and she'd never seen many businesses like this, especially bootstrapped. That gave me so much confidence. But the thing is, I knew inherently we're doing good work, right? But the fact that one of my heroes, Emma Green, actually validated that just goes to show if I didn't go up to her and beeline and speak to her, I just would have had that opportunity completely pass me by. I made an effort to talk to her, even though I am inherently shy. So this is another sign, okay, that if you do not put that shyness to the side and just start stepping up out of your comfort zone, you don't know how you can change your life. And that doesn't mean that she's invested in my business, all of that stuff. No, but that one conversation, I had a conversation with her. That's enough. Like sometimes that's enough. Sometimes it moves forward. Sometimes it gets to something else. But that alone just goes to show. Sometimes be a little bit more shameless than you usually are. You never know where it's going to get you.
Let me tell you why I stopped being shy at work or in the workplace. Being shy no longer served me. I quickly realized as soon as I started working that people must know how well you're doing. Like, it's not enough that you do your job, you do it well. I was an intern, I was 26. I knew that I need to impress, and so I needed to come out of my shell and show the people that I'm actually good at what I'm doing. So I quickly learned how to stop being shy. And when you're shy, it's mostly because you overthink. You think everyone is looking at you, everyone is judging you. But I needed to put that aside. And I can do a separate video talking about how to overcome being shy. In my regular life, I'm still pretty reserved. Mara, when it comes to my work, I know how to speak up. I know how to get noticed. And I think that's one thing I also appreciate my mentor for, or my previous manager. She would always say, be loud about your achievements.
You cannot be successful if you are afraid to let people see you try. You cannot be successful if you are afraid to embarrass yourself. So Jennifer Lopez is currently on tour, and per usual, the internet is making its rounds with commentary on her singing and performance. But here's what I want to point out no matter what you think of J-Lo. You cannot be successful if you are afraid to let people see you try. You cannot be successful if you are afraid to embarrass yourself. I remember in my teens, MTV days, seeing this video of J-Lo talking about the first time that she told her manager, who was new, I believe, to her at the time, Benny Medina, that she wanted to sing professionally. She was already an actress. Now, he didn't seem overly excited about this idea, but her belief in herself was the very thing that drove that dream from I'm thinking about it, I would like to do it, into I'm going to do it. That man is still her manager today, and she's on tour again. I remember watching MTV and watching J-Lo launch, I think, the very first iteration of her clothing line, Sweet Face, at the time. I remember watching her launch her very first perfume line, Glow. There weren't very many celebrities launching perfumes at that point. I remember thinking as a young woman, wow, she's just out here doing this, right? She's just doing. Now, whether you love her, hate her, or love to hate her, here are 3 things that watching her career has taught me. Number 1, no one will believe in you more than yourself. Number 2, it takes delusion and audacity to bring what no one else can see to life. By the way, you just can't be delusional. You gotta add inspired action to it. That's what takes you from dreamer to doer. And that's the one thing I've noticed about her life and her journey, is that she is all about doing. Even though other people see her doing as imperfect, she is still doing. She's a creator, creating. Number 3, opinions are trivial. Everyone has them. And before you internalize criticism, always consider the source. That being said, even if you're the most talented person in the entire universe, you're still not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Go where you're seen, heard, acknowledged, celebrated, not just tolerated. Personally, I have failed more times than I have succeeded, and that is why I can tell you this. I started my very first business at 24. I'm now 41. There have been a lot of businesses, ideas, ventures in between those years. I have failed a lot. I have embarrassed myself a lot in front of a lot of people. Now, ask me to name those people. I can't. I don't remember. And they probably don't either. And if they do, while they are dwelling on my failures or embarrassment, I have already moved forward 10 million steps because of what I learned. Listen, if you're afraid to be embarrassed, I want you to ask yourself this one question. What is the worst thing that can actually happen? That your ego will be bruised? That people will have an opinion? That people will laugh? You think that failure, embarrassment, even people have the power to diminish you. But here's the fact. Nothing real can be lost or diminished. If you don't post, how will you know? If you don't create, how will you know? If you don't try, how will you know? I've said this before. This journey was never about perfection. It's always been about experience. So while the world is demanding a perfected version of Jennifer Lopez's voice, skills, talent, she's actually out there doing, creating, trying, which, newsflash, is actually what we're here to do. Here's another thing I've learned in this journey. No one cares how many times you embarrassed yourself when they're talking about your success. If that message connected with you, resonated with you, let me know below in the comments. If you're seeing one of my messages for the first time, it is so lovely to meet you. Don't forget to hit that follow button for more doses of inspiration. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you soon.
So if you're watching this right now and you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Stop shrinking yourself, stop waiting for permission, stop waiting to feel 100% ready. Start small, but start now. Thank you so much for watching. If this video spoke to you, remember this: your dream life doesn't respond to fear, it responds to action. See you in the next video.